times where Nigel's not around. Here we go. Now it's recording. Okay. So here we go. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Not quite V. So listen again. La 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 la. Let me slow it down. La 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 la. La 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 la. Paul.
Minim. 2 quavers and 4 crotchets.
Okay, so no, none of you are correct at the moment. So let's think about the first 2 notes only. So if this is the quaver, let's say this is a quaver beat.
Yeah.
Listen, la 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 la. Forget the rest. La 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 la. How many quaver beats on the first note?
3.
I thought it was 3.
Correct. So what note has 3 quaver beats?
It's a dotted minim.
Nearly. It's a dotted crotchet. Is 3 quavers.
Oh, quaver beats. I'm sorry. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say they were quaver beats?
That was quaver beats, yeah. But look, if you notate
Yeah.
it, if you notated it with a dotted minim and then a crotchet and then did the rest correctly,
Yeah.
that's still right.
Yeah.
So there's no right or wrong as far as the tempo goes,
Okay.
because I haven't told
Alright.
you whether it's fast or slow. So you can use whatever note you want as long as you have the relative times right. So V, hold yours up again. Sorry, I didn't catch it all. You've got 1 extra note in there, V. Phil, yours is correct. So listen again, slow. La, 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 la.
My first attempt was pretty close. I was what, half a beat out.
Yes. It was
You're being
close.
mean.
I'm being mean, yeah, yeah. Well, it was an important note that
Yeah.
was out. Okay, how are we
Let's
going?
see what it's about.
Listen again. La, 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 la.
So, am I right with that?
I give up. I count 7 notes.
Dotted minim. I made the last one a crotchet.
Sorry, V. Yeah, that's my fault. You don't have 1 extra note, but one of your notes is wrong. Sorry, I didn't count them properly. You're absolutely right. You have the right number of notes. One of them is the wrong duration. Sorry, Paul. I didn't see yours. Go
I
again.
was saying mine was the same as these, except I had a crotchet on the end. Although you weren't counting crotchets, you were counting.
Hold it a bit higher. Couldn't see that. It was
Well,
below.
wrong spot there. I've used the minimum.
Okay, so were there 2 quavers? Listen.
Yeah.
La, 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 la.
Dotted minimum, 2 quavers, 4 crotchets.
No,
Oh.
So do you have another dotted note in there?
no.
No.
There's only 1 dotted note. I didn't make it that hard. So there's only 1 dotted note. Okay, so let's forget the two first notes. So if we go da 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 da, that's everything except the first two notes. So are they all the same, or are some of them different? Da 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 da.
I thought that was the same.
They are all the same. So
Yeah.
if you take out the first two notes, every other note is the same. But that's not what you have.
No, so it was the dotted minim, and then there's just a single quaver, is it?
Correct.
Is this it?
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's a dotted crotchet, not a dotted minim.
Yeah.
So that's a common pattern you see all the time. If there's a dotted crotchet, there'll be a single quaver after it.
Yeah,
Not necessarily two. They could be two, but most often you'll see dotted crotchet to quaver, dotted crotchet to quaver.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, let's do another one. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Nearly.
Nearly.
Slow it down. Da 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 da. Nearly. Yours is the same as Phil's. So listen again.
Rosie, let's cheat.
At least we're consistent.
Da 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 da. So the
Oh,
first one is
it could go one of two ways. All right.
so da 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 da. So what's that bar? Can everyone just notate that bar? Forget about the whole thing. Just write me down that first bar. Da da da.
Yep.
Okay, hold it up when you're done.
Yeah.
Your first bar is correct, Phil. So two quavers and a crotchet. Good. And V, yep.
Yeah,
Agree
well,
with
that's
that?
what I have, so.
Beautiful. Okay, so first bar's done. So the second bar. Da da da. Da da da. So the first note, how many quaver beats?
3.
Da. So if it's an uneven number, that tells you straight away that you need it has to be a dotted note of some sort, right? Da da da.
I'm not sure how to annotate the single minim, but just a little line with a single stroke, is it?
Yeah, so a quaver, you would do something like that one.
Yeah,
That's a quaver. Yeah.
That's what I got.
So that's correct, Paul.
Oh,
So yours is not correct, V. Hold it up again. I'm sorry, I've forgotten what I saw there. So the last two notes, are they the same? Da, da, da.
Oh.
No, so the last one's longer, so.
Okay. So any closer, Peter?
Okay, so hang on, let's, V, yours is correct. Phil, is it a dotted minim?
At the top, yes. It could have
see.
been a dotted crotchet.
Well, it could have been a dotted crotchet if the first note had been a crotchet and you'd run everything through.
Right.
Let me just explain something. So let me just do a simple rhythm. So forget the top one.
Mm-hmm.
So the second one, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
This is identical, but it's double speed. Sorry, half speed. Da 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 da. So every note is twice as long. So this is half, this is one. This is
Mm-hmm.
one, this is two. This is two, this is four. So these equal the same thing, just at a different tempo. Okay, so if you write a dotted minim,
Mm-hmm.
that last one that we did, then you have to start with crotchets, not with quavers. Does that make sense?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's okay to use minims or crotchets or whatever. I don't care what notes you use, but it has to all be in the same kind of palette, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
relative lengths. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So relative lengths. That's correct. Okay. Now I've even forgotten that one that we just did, so we better do a new one.
Da, 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 da.
Is everybody getting like a TV show
No,
or a radio?
No?
no. I'm actually listening to the sounds of silence.
Okay, no, I got a whole pile of sounded like a radio or something, but it's gone now, so all good. Okay, let's do another one. La 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 la. And I'll give you the same thing now, but slower. La 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 la. No. That's so you. So think about the quaver beat. La 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 la. La 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 la. That's close, Phil.
Close, but no piece of pie.
So let me sing what you had. La 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 la. What I sang was la 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 la. You see what I mean? It's close, but not quite. La 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 la. Paul, let's have a look at yours. No. So I'll give you all a hint. The first note is dotted.
Yep.
So if you don't get that, then nothing else is going to work for you.
You can see on mine that I had a dot and I wiped it out.
Okay, put it back. But there's more to it than just the first
Yeah.
note is dotted. That's just your hint. The first note is dotted.
And the third one would be dotted too, wouldn't it?
Correct.
Right.
La 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 la.
All right.
As far as
So,
the rhythm is concerned, 3 of the bars are exactly the same.
yeah,
Yeah.
the three of them are dotted.
That's correct, V. Your quavers, the little stem, not the stem, the little tail needs to go
Yep.
the other side.
The other side.
That's correct, Phil.
Okay, missed it.
I shouldn't have second guessed myself.
Yeah, the last note's not a quaver, but that's everything else is correct.
No.
Yeah, so what you had, Phil, was effectively in triplet. So it was la
Yes.
la 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 la. So it's
Yeah.
close, but not quite there. Okay. Okay, let's do another one. How are we going for time? Oh, heaps of time. Okay. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. No, it's
No.
getting there. So some of the notes you have as the same length, but they're not all the same length.
All right.
Paul, you've done pretty much the same thing as V. So some of the notes that you've got as if they're all the same, they're not. So listen again, slower. La 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 la.
So I said something more like that.
Yeah, so the first 4 are correct. The last 3 are not.
Oh yeah, that one must be dotted.
La 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 la.
So that what second last one, third one is dotted. Yes.
Yes, the last note is not correct. La 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 la.
Oh, the last one's a long one too.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
That closer?
Correct. Technically, the last note is a minim, but I won't worry too much about last notes.
Oh, you didn't extend the note through fully.
No, that would be my fault. Yeah, okay. I'll let you off with that one. One note V is not correct. Listen again. La 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 la. So there should only be one minim in this little fragment.
Yeah.
You have 2. La 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 la.
I give up.
So you have a minim in the middle, which is not a minim. It's a dotted note, I'll give you that much.
All right.
Listen to the quaver beat. La 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 la.
All right.
Dotted crotchet. Yeah, correct. That's it.
All
Okay. Let's do some melody dictation now. So we're going to forget about the rhythm. We're just
Oh,
going
I've
to
never done this.
yeah. So now we need a staff, and we're going to do it in D major. So this time you can write every note as whatever note you want, just as a crotchet, if you like. We're just interested in the pitch rather than the rhythm. Tell me when you're ready to go. If you've got your staff done, and you need the key signature there for D major. Who remembers the key signature for D major?
Is that close?
You've got the right number of sharps, but the first one,
Ah,
so what are the two sharps in D major? You both got the right number, but they're in the wrong spaces.
yeah.
What are the
Should
two
have been
sharps?
on the. It should have been on the D. Oh well, no, it can't be on the D.
What's the little rhyme that tells us the order of the sharps?
I don't know.
Father Christmas gets dressed and eats breakfast. You can put any words to it you like. That's the one I learnt when I was a kid. So Father Christmas means F and C are our two sharps.
Right. Okay. So I had the F right, but not the.
Not the C, yeah. And F needs to come first. Oh, it doesn't need to, but by convention, you always put F first, followed by C. So it's always in the same order.
So it's,
Oh, okay. So that's why it didn't look right. Okay.
Okay, are we ready?
yeah, just before we go, I had it lodged in my head that if we were working in D sharp, then the D was sharp, so the sharp went on the D.
It's not D sharp major, it's D major.
Righto.
So the key is D major, but the key signature is two sharps, F sharp and C sharp.
I thought I did remember it was two sharps, but all right.
It is two sharps, you're quite right, yeah. But D sharp is not one of the two sharps. So the order of the sharps is always the same. The first sharp is always F. Second sharp is always C. And so on. Third sharp is always G. All the way through that rhyme.
I remember you saying that now.
Yep. Okay. So let's go. First note is D. You can write that one in. La da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Need a longer piece of paper.
You can go to a second line if you need to. Da 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 da. Nearly. Nearly. You missed one note. Listen.
Oh,
Da
okay.
da 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 da.
Okay.
Yes, correct. I didn't quite get to see that, Paul.
Yeah.
There we go.
I realised where am I? There. The bottom one, I was using the other D to start with.
Okay, that's fine. So you've missed a note in the middle, and that's put you wrong at the end. Listen again, RV. Are you in the, okay, you're doing it up an octave, that's fine. That's correct.
Yes.
Da 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 da.
So it goes back to where it started.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there were 3 top notes that were all the same. That was what everybody missed the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, except V got it. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, let's do another one. That was easy. Let's do another one. Da 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 da. La 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 la.
So can you just sing that again, Peter?
La 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 la.
Okay.
La 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 la. That's kind of correct, V. It starts on an E, not a D. But
Ah.
everything is relatively, so if I'd been singing at a note higher, that would be correct. So that's happy with that. You got all the intervals correct. Correct. So can I get you when you're doing your, let me just draw up a staff here. So you're kind of doing this, all of you, little dots. Can you do this? Oops, that's not very neat, but you'll get the idea. Yeah, so make the note fill the staff. That way it's a lot more readable.
Okay.
Paul, did I see yours from that last one?
I don't know. I'm feeling a bit cross here. I just.
Nearly. You've got one interval wrong. Listen again, a bit slower. La da 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 da.
All right, the third last one.
No, it's the highest note. You've gone one note too high on it. La 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 la. So that's just a scale passage, which means every interval is a second. La 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 la. D E F sharp G. La 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 la. And then we go back to the D.
Back to it. Yeah.
Da da da.
Yep.
Okay. And all right, yeah, you got that one. Let's have a look. Okay, next. Always starting on a D, just to make life easy for now. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Not quite, Phil. One of your intervals is incorrect. So that's correct again, V, but you're starting on an E. Where's a D on the staff when you write it down low? So all the intervals are right relative to each other. Yep. So it's all right. Okay, Paul.
Should have looked at those. Sorry. I'm not even sure where the camera is. I'm holding it up to my photo.
Not quite. La la. There's your first interval. That's correct, Phil. La, la. What interval is that?
It sounds like a third.
It's correct. It is a third.
Yeah.
So you had a second there, I think, for your first interval, and that's what threw you out for the rest. La, la, la. La, la, la.
Are the last two the same?
Yes. La, 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 la.
I think that's pretty close.
The third last one is not correct. Everything else is correct. La, 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 la.
So the third note's wrong, is it?
Third last note wrong.
Okay.
Everything else was correct. La, 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 la.
So it's an E. An E rather than F, eh?
Yes, that's it. It's an E.
Cool.
Okay, let's get out the really hard one now.
There it is. I can hear it now. Da, 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 da.
That's it. Okay, let me think. La, 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 la. La, 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 la.
I'm on close.
La, 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 la. Good, V.
I wish I was paying attention when V put it up. Da, 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 da.
It's a bit hard to see, Paul, because your notes are kind of, I'm not sure whether it's correct or not, because your notes are not really on the staff. Okay, Phil, la, 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 that's correct, Phil. So write it again on a staff for me, Paul. I think it's right, but they're just kind of all over the place. And also do them big so that they actually fill the staff properly, so that I can see where they belong.
Da, starting at D. Da, 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 da.
Not quite. So your last two notes are identical. La da 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 da.
I heard da da.
La da 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 da. And your highest note is not quite right either. I think it's the fourth note. La 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 la.
So the fourth note is the fourth note, yes?
Correct.
Similarly, it's the one after the third note.
Yes, which is also the one before the fifth.
And it's also the fourth note. Yes.
It is the fourth note in the chord as well, yes.
All right, I didn't pick that, but I can hear it now.
Okay, good. Okay, let's do one more and then I'll let you off with a warning. Just wondering how hard I should make it. Should I make it really hard? No, not. I won't be that mean. All right, let's do this one. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Third last note is not correct. La da 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 da. Correct, V.
Hold it up again, please.
What was that? Too
Oh,
late.
no, just cheating.
Where are we?
Second last note is incorrect, Paul. Second last note, what is that? Is it a G or an A?
G.
Okay, so it needs to be something different.
All right.
Listen again. La da 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 da.
That's the same as the one before.
Must have been close. Oops, sorry.
Still not right.
Ah, what is that note?
It's the third last note.
Yes, I know.
Da, 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 da. What's the interval? Da, 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 da.
Not a third.
It is a third. Correct. Paul, how are you going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that second last note should be an A as well, should it?
Correct. Yeah,
Righto. It's disgusting and blotchy, but it's
I see what. Yeah, okay. Done. Okay. I think that's
Whew.
it for tonight. I'll let you off now. Yeah. You
Right,
can,
do we get a star?
no, but you can go and have a whole bottle of whiskey.
we just start.
Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome. All right. Thanks all. See you
Thanks
next
so
time.
much, Peter.
Bye-bye.
Bye.